Hi, everyone, and welcome to the monthly podcast with Purium. We have a very special guest we've had on in the past, the one and only Miss Amy Venner, CEO and co-founder of Purium Products, which we proudly sponsor and endorse, and I use myself. And we're going to be getting her take on all things Purium, new products, what initiatives they're working on, benefits, and so forth. So as always, if you're new to the podcast, please do like, subscribe, and share so the channel can grow and others can gain in the knowledge you've been afforded. Miss Amy Venner, how are you doing this fine morning?
Hi, I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for having me on today.
Thanks for being here. We're honored to have you as always. And Dave, of course, as well. Send him our regards.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a character. So, Amy, if you could take us from the top, if what you're able to share legally, what new offerings or new things is Purium working on at present time, if you can?
Well, new things is our basically we are rooted in superfoods. So we are grounded in green food, superfood, organic nutrition. So it's not always about just coming out with a new pill or a new powder. It's really about digging into the education and helping our customers understand the power of the 40 something individual products we have and 100 or so packages that we have. And so that is something that we're, deeply committed to. And right now we're really talking about gut health. Gut health is so important for so many reasons. And whether it is the way we digest and we assimilate our food, whether we have gas and bloating issues or seasonal allergies.
Mhm.
There's a lot of people walking around sneezing their heads off and their eyes are swollen and itchy. And if we take care of our gut and we seal up those leaky, those perforations in our gut, a lot of that seasonal allergy action just won't take place anymore. And it's pretty incredible. So, our product Biomedic is something that we're really doubling down on right now. It's not new, but we have a new emphasis in really getting the word out about the powerful nature of this product.
Yeah, I think that the educational aspect of what Purium does, along with other great companies, is paramount because you can buy products all day long, but if you're not trained up on how to use them, if you don't have guidance, like with what Ian does so well, what you're working on doing with respect to what you talked about along coupled with Dave, and I'm going to show a screen in a second, screen share, which kind of reinforces your point. I think it's about a mindset and a diet, a overall attitudinal health change, and the products are supposed to support that instead of being a magic pill that just fixes everything. Is that a fair assessment?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, another thing that it's like we're taking these incredible, powerful products that we have, and we're framing them differently so your audience, the community, can hear and receive them differently. So, at our convention that we just had 2 weeks ago, Dave launched what he called the Biohack Pack. And
Hmm.
biohacking is, a term that, you see a lot of people talking about, and oftentimes it's a device or, something like that. Well, that is not what Purium has. We are biohacking with nature. And so we've put together and we're focusing on an athletic performance biohack pack, a brain boost biohack pack, a collagen plus biohack pack, as well as a healthy heart
Hmm.
because obviously our cardiovascular system is so important. So those are a couple other things and the biomedic is an integral part of many of those packages.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good to hear. So it sounds like you're kind of breaking them up like a medley of sorts, if you will. Um,
Exactly.
Now, take a step back, Amy, if you will, please, to indulge us. You talked about biomedic. You know, what's in it and why is it so important? And then I know Ian talks a lot about the importance of doing a cleanse reset, so the ultimate lifestyle transformation. So we can kind of touch on those two elements. What comprise these products, what makes them unique, and why they're so important together.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Biomedic is a formula that is put together by Dave Sandoval. He formulated it based off of lots of research out there of what ingredients can actually remove toxins from the body. And so there is a product called PreBioSure. It is a wheat germ extract that there is scientific evidence out there that shows this ingredient can take glyphosate and can move it out of the body. Now, glyphosate is a toxic pesticide that is pervasive in our food supply. It's pervasive in our environment. And we just had a speaker at our convention who wrote a book, who did lots of research on the cover up of glyphosate, the things that went on to get this product out into the market, to get it being sprayed on parks and golf courses and places that you just would, school lawns that you would never think. And so it's not only massively used, over 300 million pounds being sprayed in agriculture in the United States alone.
Wow.
um, it is being applied industrially, to places that our kids are playing and that we're going for leisure. So we're being exposed to it everywhere. Now, we do our very best to eat organically where they're not allowed to use glyphosate on the crops, and it's pervasive. It is in the water, it's in the air. And so this product is a solution that actually can bind the glyphosate and move it out of the body. We did a small scale human clinical trial that showed in 6 short weeks that 74% of glyphosate was removed from the body. Correlating to that, C-reactive protein, which is a biomarker for inflammation, that went down 75%. So that shows me right there that those two things are related. When we have this toxic glyphosate in our system, inflammation is up, and we know that inflammation is the enemy.
Oh, without a doubt. And it's interesting, Amy. Thank you for that. I was reading an article the other day that somebody on my team sent me. Dandelions. I know some of the products have dandelion root. We see it in teas and extracts around in different places like Whole Food Sprouts and whatnot. And I was amazed to find, not surprised, but amazed. Speaking on the pesticide front, I'll have you talk about this briefly before I show a slide. But apparently, companies like Monsanto and Bayer have sold the public on, oh, dandelions are evil, they're a weed, get them off your lawn. But in fact, it's just the opposite. Like everything else, they lie to us. And so, can you touch on that briefly and the dandelion extract or whatnot that you use in some of the various products that we offer?
Oh, dandelion is amazing. Dandelion leaf is an abundant source of chlorophyll. Dandelion root is very powerful as a detoxifier. And so, yes, we've got dandelion sprinkled in a few different products out there. And yes, it's a great detoxifier to the body. And yes, lots of people, dandelion tea. Just be careful of, know what's been sprayed on your lawn before you go out and collect the dandelions, because I wouldn't be collecting dandelions out at a public park, unfortunately.
100%, 100%. Good point. And that's a really interesting sub point before we go forward, Amy, is that the critical thinking is so necessary in these times, because if you're out there, like I love to lawn and garden when I had homes and will again, sort of a green thumb. And it could just bind you out with nature, with God. And if you're out there, the critical thinking skills really need to be deployed. Like if chlorophyll is good enough for the plant, the grass that you're mowing, why would it not be good enough for you?
Oh yeah, chlorophyll is amazing. The chemical structure of chlorophyll is so similar to the heme portion of our blood. Basically, the chemical bond structure is almost, I was say, it's like almost identical. It's literally just the center element exchanges iron in blood, I believe it's magnesium, and chlorophyll. And so it is Chlorophyll is an amazing blood builder, amazing blood detoxifier. It can help alkalize the system. I mean, we have a friend here in the Purium community that calls it liquid sunshine. He says, I drink my liquid sunshine, my power shake every day, because you're absolutely right. If it is what's meant for God's green earth, it's 100% beneficial for our bodies.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And to complement, Amy, what you're saying, the screenshot that I'm going to share with everyone, if you could just articulate, if you don't mind, real briefly, is let me know when it comes up for you. And this is a meal preparation guide for everyday living. So, a lot of people, I'll zoom it up a little bit to make it easier for you with the QR codes for those who need that or want that. It's important to utilize these products properly with the right guidance, but not just lean on them solely, like to still eat properly from a balanced standpoint. So if you could just talk about sort of this overall guide in respect to how it correlates well with the Purium products.
Absolutely. Like we call it the Purium lifestyle. And the Purium lifestyle is about eating whole foods. It's about eating unprocessed foods. It's about eating organic foods. And it's about, Dave calls it the calorie antioxidant ratio. And so everything on this list here is real foods, whole foods that we recommend. And it's not exhausted. These are just suggestions that you can play around with. But everything on this list has a very high calorie to antioxidant ratio. Dave calls it driving the car. You want you want low calories, high antioxidants. Now, the standard American diet is exactly the opposite, right? When you go get a bag of Doritos, some sort of fast food, chips,
Mhm.
fried food. The calories are going to be really high. The antioxidant, the nutritional value is going to be really low. So this list just is a guideline for you to start having fun, shopping at the store, combining and playing around in your kitchen on how to put meals together, because Purium is not about don't eat. Purium is about supplementing what you do eat and then helping you make wiser choices about the foods that you're purchasing and the foods that you're putting in your body.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. I just wanted to kind of have you articulate that, which you always do, and I appreciate. And I think also the audience, Amy, can benefit from the way that you deliver the message because you do it in a very, thoughtful and maternal way that is supportive and engenders the trust. It's not just good for me, it's good for the audience and anyone who might be, new purveyors. And then that goes back to what you were talking about, like, it's tricky with the whole organic labeling because you might be spraying it depending on the farm you're getting it, which Purium I wanted to have you talk about briefly as a segue. You might be on a farm, let's say a non-organic farm, an organic farm, and the spray there, the air can get it and bring it to the organic, which kind of undoes the whole point. So with that in mind, how does Purium grow its produce that mitigates that issue?
Well, our greens are grown with, we have farming partners that we have been working with this family for 30 years, actually over 30 years. When Dave originally had the idea of having a green food that was pure with no binders, no fillers, no maltodextrin, it wasn't being done at the time. So Dave pioneered this with his family out in Utah. They far away, like you fly into Salt Lake City and you drive over 4 hours, into the mountains. So that is one thing. And then basically there's a lot of land out there. It's volcanic lake bed out there. And so what they do, there's a lot of organic out there. Our farming partners own thousands of acres out there, and so they're doing everything organic. And so there's no spray on their land. So you've got physical isolation, and then there's also things that you can do like tree lines that border any roadways or any adjoining properties. And then, of course, there's the testing that has to take place to, ensure that there's not overspray or something like that coming from a neighbor's property. So there's just a lot of thought that goes into it. And because of the isolation, the volcanic lake bed, thousands of acres under the control of this family, it's just an ideal place. Beautiful mineral spring water, ancient minerals from this dried up lake bed. It's an amazing place to grow these cereal grasses and other vegetables.
Yeah, and I think that's important it's good for me to know, but I also think for the audience, what you're really articulating is that this company has really given a lot of uh, thoughtful preparation into whom you align, I should say, and also the history. It's like you just been doing this for a year. You've been doing it for many, many decades before it was in vogue, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, it's so funny because we've seen this families, they started as babies and now they're like deeply involved in the operation because we've been doing this 30 years, the grandkids of this family. And so it's a partnership. It's a partnership. And that is what makes Purium so special. We're the manufacturer. We have deep relationships with our key suppliers, and we don't do business with anyone until they go through, I mean, I think it's 11 or 12 page checklist of questions. Like, you don't even get considered to be a supplier unless you're go through this checklist and it's satisfactory, and that we can tell that their values as a company align with ours. And
Yeah,
otherwise we don't do business with that company.
well, it's important. It's synergy physically and mentally. It's the combination. And then we talk about volcanic uh, influence there that also helps with the water supply too, which is another consideration. So, and
Yes.
interesting, folks, just as an aside, totally apropos of nothing, but where Amy is sitting is in the corporate offices in Rancho Dominguez, which is the Compton area. For those of you who live like me in the Southern California area, right behind her to her left, I stand out every month to pick up my supplies. So she's had to deal with me before.
Well, I see you at the window, and if I'm not on a Zoom or in a meeting, I come out. I love to say hi.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love when you do that. It's great. It adds the nice touch to things. So all that is very good for the education, the knowledge base. And so what I typically do, as you know, Amy, is just kind of show us a couple of different smattering products that I use. One of which I use is the vitamin C from nature. If you can see that, I'll take my
Yes.
face out so you can see it in the camera. Talk a little bit about this product and why this is important, not just during the cold and flu season, commonly associated with fall and winter, if you would, please.
Well, this is naturally occurring vitamin C. This is not ascorbic acid. So I want to be super clear on that. So what we believe is that you should get your nutrients from food. Now, vitamin C is a very potent antioxidant. It is a contributor to so many metabolic processes in the system. But in my opinion, and in the research that we've done at Purium and the Purium lifestyle, we don't believe in mega doses. You're not going to find 1,000 milligrams, 2,000 milligrams, 5,000 milligrams of ascorbic acid. This, in fact, it doesn't have any ascorbic acid because it's typically ascorbic acid is a derivative from corn, and it's typically GMO corn. So what you're going to find is you're going to find naturally occurring ascorbic acid that comes from food. And so your body can recognize that as food, and you need 60 milligrams of that. You need a low dose, 60, 90 milligrams of that. And that is going to be equivalent to all of this research that's been pumped up out there by Linus Pauling, and he did a lot of great work. But in my opinion, he strayed away from his teacher, which was Albert Szent-Györgyi, who actually researched vitamin C out of bell peppers. I believe it was red bell peppers back in the day, and realized that that's where the pure vitamin C was coming from. Red bell peppers, oranges, things of rose hips, things of that nature. And what we believe is that you need all the cofactors. And that's when you're taking whole foods, when you're getting lemons and limes and grapefruits, for your citrus bioflavonoids and acerola cherry and things like that to get this vitamin C, you not only get that ascorbic acid, but you get all of those cofactors to get a well-rounded product, and your body knows what to do with food, right? Our bodies get confused, honestly, when we give them isolated things that are so foreign. I mean,
Mm,
this is down a tangent a little bit, John, but with the artificial sweeteners, our bodies get so confused when you're giving them, sweet and low or equal or something like that. Like I just say, please have sugar. If you need sweetness, get some stevia, get some Lohan, get some sugar. Please stay away from the artificial.
mm.
And it's because it just confuses your body. And that is what I believe about isolated extracts is it confuses your body. And that is why we deliver whole food that come with all of the cofactors that your body knows how to handle and deal with.
Perfectly said. Next product here that I really like also is the hair, skin, and nails.
Oh, I love
And,
that one.
and it's for whatever reason, and that's what I'll have you talk about. It seems to be very effective. I do 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, so it's pretty easy. So yeah, if you could touch on that product a little bit, please.
Absolutely. So this product is in our Collagen Boost Biohack Pack. It does exactly what it says. It renews your hair, your skin, your nails. I use this product. The 6 a day is perfect. And my hairdresser can't believe how much hair I have. She's like, I'm like, what's all this breakage up at the top? She's like, it's not breakage, it's new hair. So like I have these little like things I try to like put him down with hairspray, but she's like, no, no, no. At your age, I'm like, I'm 50. So she's like, you're blessed to have all this new hair growth. My nails, when I go get my nails done, like you should see the strength that she has to give, like to cut my nails. And I never have to put polish on my nails. I've never put acrylics on my nails, which is totally fine if you do. But if you're a person who wants to not have those kind of chemicals in
Right.
your life, on a product like this that's going to strengthen from the inside, it's going to give you minerals, it's going to give you that natural silica, all from herbal and food-based sources. Your hair, skin, and nails just flourishes. And there's so many stories. There's well over 100 5-star reviews on our website of people that have had dramatic changes in their hair, skin, and nails by being on this completely natural product.
No, I think you're onto something, Amy, legitimately, because I go to my stylist every couple of months, and I just got mine cut last Thursday, and his comment to me is always like, "How does your hair grow so
So fast.
fast and so thick?" And now I sound like a like I'm a made up woman or something, but
No, it's okay. It's good.
it's
Men,
like
men,
it's
men need
so
hair too. Men
yeah,
like
no, it
hair too.
helps if you have it. If you don't, that's okay too.
Yes.
But I do like what I have, and but he always comments on how it grows so quick relative to the time that I come in, and I think this product does have some correlation. It certainly isn't hurting things. Let's put it that way.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, and what I love about these formulas is they are synergistically combined with elements from all different types of herbology. Basically,
Mm.
it's not just one herb, it's not just one thing. This actually has dandelion leaf in it, saw palmetto extract, kelp, ginger root, grapeseed extract, spirulina, Hoshiwu comes from Chinese medicine, and horsetail for silica. So European herbology, Chinese herbs, Ayurvedic knowledge. I mean, Dave is really a brilliant formulator, brings all of these together to support a body system or to support something in just a really amazing way.
No, absolutely. And to complement the collagen part, we know about the green drink or the power shake, but on Ian's suggestion, I've also been taking the collagen pack, and it does make it taste even better. But more importantly, it helps with the internal collagen support the body needs so well, as you're aware.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I actually have right here in my shaker, half 2 tablespoons of dark berry and 3 tablespoons of power shake. And I love the half and half combination. It's my favorite shake. I have it probably twice a day. And the dark berry is formulated to support collagen production, which we know we need. And as we age, it just is what happens is that the collagen production slows down and begins to diminish. And so this gives you the nutrients. So you're not just taking collagen, that there's mixed bag of research out there is taking collagen. A good thing is taking collagen not effective. But what we know is these nutrients in this formula, they help support your body's natural ability to produce collagen. So
Mm.
that's what I want because again, you're getting at the root source and there's also brain boosting nutrients in here. So just as the collagen boosting nutrients, there's just as many cognitive supporting nutrients. And I just gone through, my dad had dementia. I see what cognitive decline looks like, what it does to a family. And I want to start as early as possible supporting my cognition to keep, all of my faculties, sharpness, and focus about me. So I include this product every single day.
Yeah, very, very important point. And then one of the last products I'll show, I don't like this term, but I swear by it, and it's so important, and I use it all the time. Can't beat this. Really helpful for me in a basketball league where I'm with guys in their teens and 20s. I mean, I can keep up with them, but the thing is, it gives the capillaries so much more oxygen, which is really important for sustainability on a basketball court, in particular where you're running for long periods of time.
Have the endurance, that's
Quick,
sport.
yeah, fast stops and starts, cutting. But it also has natural caffeine, but there's a difference inherently with the kind of caffeine this product produces and what people would associate with coffee. So can you talk about the efficacy of this particular product?
Oh, yeah. This is one of my favorite products too. It has the equivalent of about 1/4 cup of coffee. So 25% of 1 cup of coffee's worth of caffeine. So pretty minimal. It comes from an organic green coffee bean. And I take it, you take it, so many people take it and report just a very natural energy, not that kind of mega crash that comes with the lattes that we're buying out there, the espresso shots, because oftentimes what's happening with those kind of drinks, as well as energy drinks out there on the market, is you're not only getting the caffeine, you're getting the sugar and you're getting all the other chemicals in it. So you're getting a sugar crash, a blood sugar crash, a caffeine low, all at the same time. You are not getting that with this product. Again, a minimal amount of caffeine, but what you are getting is you're getting that beetroot, which has the nitric oxide, which helps with that endurance. It helps with muscular endurance. It helps with cardiovascular endurance. And what it does is it helps, as you mentioned, push the nutrients and the oxygen out into the capillaries and into our capillary network. Well, I'm going to quote it wrong, but I mean, I think it's like we have millions of miles, or I don't know, 100,000 millions of miles of capillaries in our system. And so sometimes if our circulatory system isn't working properly, it's not getting pushed out into the extremities, right? And so even with, you know, oh my gosh, I don't know what the right way to say this, but men, for men and blood flow to extremities, this
Right.
product is great because, again, oftentimes that situation is about blood flow, nothing else, And so pushing these nutrients out to extremities, it helps you perform athletically, it helps you perform other ways. And we have so many people that love this product, take it as a pre-workout, take it every day on a daily basis. The beet also supports cardiovascularly. So this beet product is the cornerstone or one of the cornerstones of the heart health biohack pack. So taking this beetroot is amazing. And people say, well, I don't like beets. Beets taste like dirt. And I agreed with that when I was a
Mhm.
kid, but not can't beat this. Can't beat this. Tastes like fruit punch to me. I don't taste anything like the taste that I remembered as a kid with beet that I didn't like. And now, because my taste buds are changing, I love it. Like I love beets. I go order a beet salad anytime I'm out at a restaurant and I can get it. And but if you're not there yet loving to eat beets, you still will love Can't Beat This. You can't even tell that it is beet juice except for the beautiful red color.
Absolutely, because I'm very particular about the taste as well. I have sensitive taste buds, and it's not gritty or bitter, which is commonly associated with beets. And it's a much more organic form. You can tell the difference, but it's actually more on the sweeter side without being saccharine. And
Hmm.
also I had to learn this term, the hydrophilic nature of it was something I had to get used to. So it does absorb the moisture even in
Yes.
a cabinet. So you just have to shake it. You have to mix it over time. But if you're using it frequently, it's typically not an issue.
Or if you live in Florida or Houston, somewhere that's like super humid, you can
Right.
store it in the freezer and it won't freeze, it won't get hard, but there's no moisture in the freezer because it
Mhm.
freezes. Um,
Yeah.
and don't put it in the refrigerator because you get condensation in the refrigerator at times. There's moisture in the refrigerator, but storing it in the freezer can really help it not get like clumpy if you live in an extra humid environment.
Right. Correct. Yeah. So no, I just good things for those who are buying it or trying it out. They'll know that ahead of time so that they're, full transparency, which you and I like to do here. So, I mean, there's many more things we could touch on, but I think that gives people a pretty good overview. And I want to respect your time, of course, as always. So you're our CEO. You're everybody there, and I love the way you treat the people. By the way, in the back office are just as important as the front office. It's a nice counterbalance. So thank you for that. Certainly represents your philosophy and demeanor well. But as we close up this particular podcast, talk a little bit about, if you would, final thoughts you have for people, like what you would want to say, like from the heart, but also talk a little bit about there's if people who are working and they want to try this, there's an HSA and an FSA benefit through their card. Can you expound on that a little bit?
Absolutely. We are working with a service that you can get a prescription written so the products can be eligible for your HSA, FSA. You can find that on our website. So you can use the code if you're a first time customer. You can use John's code and go to ishoppurium.com. You can put in John's code. You can go on the HSA banner, get the prescription written for it so you can get reimbursed through your HSA FSA. So basically, you're using your tax-free income, your pre-tax dollars to purchase these. So you're getting even more value for your dollars. And yeah, I just say I've been on this mission, passion, purpose for over 30 years. And it's only because I had a health transformation. My business partner, Dave Sandoval, I call it carefrontation. He carefronted me when I was 19 years old. I was suffering with quite severe acne. And he said, hey, I happen to notice what's going on with your skin. I think I have a solution for you. And I was ready for a solution. I needed a change. I had been doing the regular medical route, being on antibiotics for years, things like that, creams. It wasn't working. I was ready. I listened to him and I started drinking a green drink. Never heard of a green drink in my life before, but amazing things happened, not only with my skin, but
Mhm.
my emotional health, my mental health, my outlook on life. And so when you start cleansing, when you start detoxifying, when you support your gut, which is so connected to your brain, of course, I didn't know any of this, nor
Mm.
even did Dave 30 years ago. Like we knew the power of it, we didn't know why. Science has come in over the last, 20 years and really supported like what we saw happening in thousands and thousands of people, but we were pioneering this before the science caught up with it because we knew it helped people. It helped me. And after I had such a profound life change, I wanted to dedicate my life to teaching others to have that same kind of change as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And the code, again, we'll put the link in the description, is just capital J, capital D Health. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, Amy, but uh, $50 off the first order over $75 and 25% off anything over $199. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, I want to be accurate. So try it, folks. It really does work. I've had great success, or we wouldn't be continuing to do this. So I'm giving you my personal, for whatever it's worth, stamp, and you're talking to, or you're listening to, I should say, one of the CEOs of the company from the horse's mouth. So we try to bring them as direct as possible. Thank you, Amy Venner, co-founder and CEO of Purium Products, for being here. I know you've got a busy schedule. Thanks for that. We appreciate your time, and have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Sean, for having me on today.
My pleasure.